How's that? Does that work? Excellent connection. Oh, I love excellent connections. How's the audio? Alright. I really don't like how they got rid of the go live button. Where'd that button go? What other options do I have here? Oh, edit. They can edit. Yes. No. Public. This is the Renoise Shangagains. Is that how you spell shenanigans? Sure, why not? Oh, thanks, Sir Reed. The way they took away the go live button. It really bothers me that they took that away. Renoise stuffs. That'll be the description. We'll hit save. Hey, hey, Sir Internet Vitamins. Yeah, so I've been getting back into Renoise. It's been a hot second because I forgot a lot of the keyboard shortcuts, which was frustrating because I know where I want things. And a lot of it was also remembering all the dang effects codes too. I'm gonna really quick bring this up on my phone so that I don't have to, I can turn my second monitor to the other computer so I can see the guide for the effects. This is Renoise. Yeah, so this is Renoise. It's a DAW. It's a great, lovely DAW. Pull up YouTube. Its sequencer is really different. They don't use MIDI notes. They use I guess they do technically. Why is this so difficult? Oh, there we go. Cool. Beautiful. Now I can put you guys right there. Be able to see it a bit easier. Yeah, so this is Renoise. I started working on this. Thought it'd be fun to share. I'm making a thing, just trying out this plugin called Texture. I'm going to be doing a video on it. And so far, I utterly love the plugin. It's super, super good. For example, I have here this sine wave thing. Oh, let me switch. There we go. Oh, freaking out there. But that like background reverb is coming from texture. If I take that off. From what I understand, it basically can add noise and various things to your sound based on the dynamic input. So it's got like a threshold. It's kind of like almost like a Schmidt trigger kind of a thing. And yeah. Where did I study audio engineering or something? Audio engineering. Oh, I went to Citrus College, and that's where I got my initial degree in audio engineering. And now I'm going for electrical because I sort of wanted to go a step up because I got tired of a lot of the gear being kind of magical, and I wanted to understand the circuits. But a lot of my friends just went to work in studios. Like one of them is working now at Westlake Studios, which is where they recorded. Michael Jackson recorded there, and several other people. It's a very well-known studio. So it's kind of cool. He's like the manager there or something. So, yeah, really, really, everyone just sort of went through different ways into various studios or performing. Or I went way more into the music tech route and education. I've always been like really interested in those areas anyways, and getting the technical stuff to work. Dude, I am glad to hear that. If you're talking about the one with Jordan in it, Jordan still regularly uses FL. He's gone much more into recording because he's a saxophone player. Yeah, so we've got this nice sine wave thing. I was just kind of trying to vibe off of it. So I guess to give you an idea sort of how Renoise works, I've got this drum loop loaded up. If we go to the drum loop. And I went ahead and spliced it. The splicing took a hot second because all the splices are always just a little over. So you end up having to shift them all over by just like not even a whole millisecond. And you get them. So when you play on the keyboard, you could trigger different pieces. But then what you could do is you come into the sequencer area, and it's got the ability to call those slices. So if you go back to the sampler, you'll notice that these slices have like these addresses, like 11, 12, 13, 16, 22. And what you could do, and this is in hexadecimal, by the way, which is why you have things like 0A, 0B, 0C. This is counting up to F, which is a hexadecimal. And they do that so that when you write in effect codes and things, you can get over an octave in only 2 bits of information. So it's pretty handy. And I know it sounds really technical, but it's actually really, really great. You don't even think about it when you're using it. It's just like an aside thing. Sounds fancier than it is. And so what happens is what Renoise is really weird, because you load your sounds up here in this sample area, this instrument properties area or whatever. And so I've got this drum loop, and I went ahead and chopped it all up and got some unique stuff playing here. And I could, if I wanted to, call the sine wave sample. So in the sampler, I've got this sine wave. And I could theoretically have everything in one track. It's pretty wild. So I don't actually need this separate track, but it's useful because then on the mixer, I can, go through and solo stuff and have all those sorts of things going. So if I mute this, I just turned the texture on. Let me turn it off. So it's really, really weird because the sound sourcing versus the sequencing versus the effect mixer processing is all really disconnected. Like I thought FL had everything pretty disconnected because you can load like sound sources and have them be on any track, and then the mixer has all the tracks already there. Somehow Renoise is even more modular. You could arguably actually write your entire song on one track. Some people do it too. It's like a workflow option. So that's like it's pretty crazy. Hello, Sir Jim Shannon on sounds. So I went through, chopped up this drum loop, and then over here, this is the delay effects column. And Renoise is only like $60. Like it always blows my mind how cheap it is. And you can hit Control-Shift-D. It'll bring up the delay column, because right now it's going through and reading out these note commands, which these are just sample slices, right? And I've yet to figure out how to solo stuff without having to go to the mixer page. That's another one that I need to learn. Oh, I think you could do it up here. Oh, you totally can do it up there. Nice. Yeah, Renoise is truly awesome. So basically, I'm calling different samples. It's a drum loop, so there's some repetition. I also like how easy it is to shift octaves. You know how in FL Studio, when you're typing on the keyboard, is the piano roll thing? I have a MIDI keyboard in front of me, but with Renoise, they use the multiply and divide keys on the number pad to change octaves. I don't know why that isn't a thing in FL. Like, to me, that should be like a thing, because it makes me actually use my keyboard for the piano roll a lot more. But anyways, yeah, so I'm getting these like shifty grooves, these like offbeat things by delaying it. And since this is hexadecimal, the max value is FF. So a delay of 40 is like kind of like half a quarter note, sort of. It like shifts it over by a certain number of ticks. Fruity Loops. Yeah. It's pretty interesting working in both. I really like Renoise because it's just so different. I'd like to start doing stuff in Studio One and Cubase. I've got both of those as well. And one day I'll pick up Bitwig Ableton or something, and maybe we'll just have a DAW Wednesday where we just try out different DAWs. But I've actually done quite a bit in Renoise, and I decided to come back to it and really start jumping back into how it works, just because the workflow is so cool. And I tend to use older synths and use drum loops a little differently. I tend to do a lot of things differently when I work here as opposed to FL, and I think it's kind of a good thing. So yeah, so this is the drum loop. This is the sine wave. I was just experimenting with like a sine wave bass line, seeing what I could get out of it. It is a tracker. Renoise is completely a tracker. It's like the only tracker that's sort of been updated through time. All the other ones have kind of stayed frozen where they're at. So they've added features in there. I think they just recently released an update too. But yeah, so here we've got the sine wave going through a distortion into the texture, which is something I've just been experimenting with. There is a tool for entering delay row. Are you talking about the Renoise? Yeah, are you talking about the delay column? Or are you talking about like a doofer? Which is like the silly, if for those who don't know, that's like the silly thing they call like basically user plugins. Might have to get a demo. Oh yeah, the demo is actually super functional too. I can't remember. I think the only thing is you can't render projects. I can't remember if you can or can't save. It's been a hot second since I've looked at the demo. It's really, really good. I was messing around with bass sounds yesterday and I didn't really get anywhere fast. So so I decided to ditch that and start a drum loop and mess around with a sequence. So like this right here is a down. So instead of an FL, you would write a glide note. And one thing that's always kind of frustrated me is the fact that, you know, you can't do that with third-party instruments. You'd have to like automate the pitch. Or within Renoise, there's like a command for it, and you can just slap this on whatever the heck you want, and it'll work. I actually haven't experimented too much with plugins and effect lanes because I mostly use samples, at least for the time being. I've been grabbing a lot more of Reaktor, like old Reaktor stuff. No, oh yeah, no ASIO. That's a huge bummer, but computers are pretty decent. It does put a processing limit though, which kind of stinks. I tried doing like a little woo woo here and it kind of worked out. I wish it was a bit crazier. Like we could bump this up to like a 7. You hit escape to go into edit mode. I think that's a bit better. And then another thing that I've started doing, I didn't used to do as much, was if you don't have a shift on these off commands, they're going to the gap will be a 16th note, which is really long. So I put a shift on these so that they're a lot shorter because I just wanted the note to articulate. I didn't want like a big gap. And I was going to clean up this drum loop. We could grab a compressor. One thing that I've really liked recently is Beat Former. It doesn't appear. Do I not have it in my list here? There's a guy called She Music, aka oh yeah, B Complex is Renoise, and they are super cool. And they're a big Renoise fan. And I know a lot of IDM and breakcore people use Renoise. Trackers are kind of the tool of choice for that. You can do a lot of stuff. Like they've got probability commands and things you can write into. And Studio One recently added that too, which is kind of cool. Acon. Where's Acusonus though? Do I not have the Acusonus stuff in there? Oh, I've got Arity, but no Beat Former. All right, whatever. We can just use a transient shaper. Let's go for kilohertz. There it is. And we'll put it before the texture. Where do I have to click to make this happen? There we go. I am always on the edge of buying a Reaper. I am so close. It looks so cool. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't grab it. Reaper looks dope. And Bitwig too. I know Venus Theory is a big Bitwig user. One of the companies I work for is one of the distributors for Bitwig. So I might wind up with it at some point. So I'm kind of holding out, but I might also just buy it outright. I just have a hard time justifying buying any more music programs. But Reaper might. Oh, thank you so much, Meeps Music. That's really cool. Okay, wait. I'm going to these drums. Maybe I'll leave this to staying alone. Just give it some pump. Okay, we need to add a new sound. Let's go for... See, one thing I started realizing is I was doing a pretty big project the other day. I ran out of space here, and I'm not sure how to extend it using the number pad shortcuts, because you can hit like number pads and very quickly switch between your sample sources, which is really cool, but it kept throwing me off. I'm going to go for some old Reaktor stuff. I've been really into it recently. We're going to load Reaktor 6. I'm going to have to try out Reaper and give it a fair shake. Yeah, thank you. That really does help. School's coming up, and I always get super stressed out in school. I've so far been able to keep a really, really good academic standing and be in like the top like 2% or whatever of performing students. And so that's actually helped me quite a bit with getting scholarships and things, which I thought were a myth until last year. I actually got one. I couldn't believe it, because I've applied for a lot of them, and I just sort of wrote them off as these things are just myths. Plus minus keys for examples. What about the plus minus key? Plus divide minus. Okay. So some of these I haven't touched in ages, but one of my favorites in here is Steam Pipe. They've got some really nice sounds in here. I've been super into like artists like Abstract recently too. I'm gonna scoot up a bit. Around 2 o'clock, I'm gonna have to take off. It's 1:15 here. I don't know what time it is where you guys are at. Let's go through some more. A lot of people don't know where these are at because they've kind of hidden them in Reaktor. You click edit, and if you right click, there used to be an instrument tab in here, and they got rid of it. I have no idea why. So they're now in library, and you have to go into Reaktor 5 library, and they're in these synths. There's a whole bunch of great stuff in here. Oh, for the octave change? This one's got some panning on it. Solo phone. And if you have Reaktor, these come with it for free. Maybe we'll layer this one up with the synth here. I'm gonna unsolo everything. If you hit Shift and it will select everything. And then if you hit home, it'll bring you to the top. Paste it in. Is this working? I use Sonar. Oh man, I've seen Cakewalk too. I actually helped someone set up MIDI there. He was like a friend of a family that I've known since I was like a kid. He was getting into music, and he didn't know how to record in it yet. He was brand new to DAWs though. Oh no, okay, so we're still calling. I wonder if there's a way to quickly change all of them. All the instrument notes. There probably is. I don't know it. So we're going to have to change these numbers to, we want it to be, this is all calling, oh geez, I gotta remember how this goes. So we got the note and then the sample address. So we want all these sample addresses to be sample address 02. So I'm just gonna change this to 1 and put 1s down everything. That's how I'm gonna do it. Or not 1s, we want 2s. We want 2s. Do, 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 do. 22:16. Military time. I use sonar. Blank to switch samples in the list. So, yeah, let me know if there's a keyboard shortcut for the a faster way of doing it. I'm sure I'm doing this the most ineffective way possible. That's pretty cool. Let's try and get let's clone this, and we'll take these and bring them down. And on this one, we'll add another steam pipe. I can't remember if there's an... Yep, that totally works. You can clone stuff pretty easy. But it doesn't clone... Interesting. It doesn't clone the exact same instance. All right. I used to use the mouse so much. They have a funny vocoder instrument. Let's try something crazy. What's this collide on? Got our left, got our right. There's a way to add a second window. It's just been a hot second. There we go. So we don't have to keep switching. I don't know if I'd recommend doing that with the OTT for mixing. I would definitely just pull down all the faders and bring stuff up. And if it's too soft, just turn up your monitor gain. Because at the end, you're going to toss a limiter on it, and you're going to, like, you know, eat the headroom and master it. Yeah, I totally agree about that. It's definitely one of those things that you'd want to go make some videos for. Oh, we could add one of these things in there. Let's go for that. Right here, we will add ourselves a C. Let's go up a couple octaves. Mute it though. Put our note off right there. That's something that you never even think about in other DAWs, is where the note off commands go. That's pretty cool. Let's try an octave lower. Bring the volume down a bit. Bring our drums back in. And let's bring in like some sort of a small melodic thing. Trying to get back to the keyboard shortcuts. What is the plugin menu? Whatever, we'll just click it. Go for another Reaktor. Yep, that's what's the most frustrating, is I've lost the muscle memory. I'm like, I know there's a way to do this. I just cannot remember it for the life of me. We're going to do this. We'll pull open the library synths. Let's see, what do we got here? I think another flute thing could be cool. They've got some neat, weird geometric sequencers in here as well. Let's go for a steam pipe 1. Go for the left, go for the right. Go for the panel. I thought steam pipe 1 had a way cooler interface. Oh, I'm definitely considering getting crazier with the drums. Re-triggers and things are half the fun of Renoise. That does not sound like a glockenspiel. Who named that glockenspiel? Oh, thank you, Meeps Music. Thinking of something more like this. And then there is some pretty sick effects we can add on. If I can remember where they put them. We've got effects. Got a compressor. They have this like space verb thing in here. Space Master. Let's grab one of these. I'm so glad they made the wires look so much cleaner. Let's see what kind of presets we got here. I want something really out there. Space? Nope. Stadium. Space Temple back. Beautiful. It's just what I wanted. It's pretty crazy what Reaktor can do. All right. Why is this closed? Put the note off right there. And go back to these. Let's go for a... Oh, gee. Thanks, man. I live for sound. I just love to do it. Reaktor plus 6.4 Buzz machines. Is that in the Reaktor user library? I'll have to check that out. And then on 32, we'll do another. We'll put our off command. We'll wait, put it right there. Oh yes, it's gonna be very nice. We're gonna add another pattern. Grab all these, move them up, drag them down. Let's get a little bit crazier with some drums. Possibly, I don't know. We'll see. Right here, perhaps we could have a retrigger. We'll give it a pretty loud volume. 5. Oh, okay. Buzz Machines is a tracker. We'll play this one backwards. We'll put a retrigger here. Also make it kind of loud. So retrigger commands, you put an R, and then the volume and hex. So A is pretty loud. F's the loudest you can get. And then 5 is the retrigger speed. And a smaller number is per tick. So it waits 5 ticks before it retriggers. So a bigger number is actually slower. So if I put a 1, it'll actually be like a lot crazier. Like that. But 5 is going to be a lot more like that. So Renoise is all the retrigger abilities. I think I want to put, let me move my sample here. Whoops. No, thank you. I want to go back to this one. Nope, down. Forgot what I wanted to do now. Put a retrigger A5 here as well. YouTube is not receiving enough. Well, get on top of it, YouTube. What's the deal here? Put a hi-hat there. I wasn't hearing it. Ooh, we'll put another one right there. Yeah, we'll delay it a little bit. Yeah, it really is awesome. I'm going to put another thing right there. We're going to delay this by a smidge. And I'll keep that the same. I'm going to put a reversal right here. Put another retrigger right here. A5. What the heck, we'll go 4 this time. Another one right here. We'll get crazier. We'll put a 2 down. Nah, 2's too much. We're going to go 7. And what was that? That's a D. Let's just copy that real quick. Do I have to hit shift? I think I do. But we don't want this. And I want this right here as well. It's too many hi-hats. I gotta remove stuff. Right here, we'll lose that one. Nope, I got rid of the wrong one. Try doing that. That's better. And we'll put a retrigger, A5, and then another retrigger. I think there's a way to... Oh, okay, you hold down Alt. I was like, I swear I remember there was a way. We're going to make this one significantly slower. We'll make it an A. Alarm been dispatched. Just ordered a bundle. Oh, Focusrite. Nice. You're going to have to let me know how it works out, because the drivers for Focusrite recently for me have just been a nightmare. Yeah, really, yeah. No one talks about using this. That's because no one in like popular production for like pop or EDM or stuff, no one really uses a tracker. It's very much got a different scene of music. People definitely do use it to make, I've seen people make metal in it, but yeah, it just doesn't get as much love. I think it's partly because the notes are very buried in numbers and letters, and that scares a lot of people. And until you see the workflow, it's kind of hard to imagine how it works. And when I started, there were like not very many tutorials. Renoise had just started making theirs, but theirs were sort of more like just the manual in video form. And they were very, very good demonstrations. It was just difficult to see how it related to a workflow. That was my holdup anyways. Let's see if we can't make this one different than the previous one. Right here, this has become too many. We need less of the kick there. We'll put a... Do we have a snare? I'm going to switch my line edit. There's another snare. I remember chopping it. That's the one. Let's see that. Yeah, that's good. Have a little gap. We'll do this one backwards. Let's see. That's nice. That sounds good. We'll put another C here. We'll do this one backwards though. Yeah, they're really, really great interfaces. I run two 18i20s. I started on a 6i6 because a friend who had dropped out of production school sold me his. I didn't understand at all what interfaces were. I was so new. I didn't even know what mixing even was as an idea. I didn't even know what a console was. So I hooked up the interface all wrong the first time and wound up watching all these tutorials on how to hook an interface up. Oh my gosh. This was years ago. Let's go down. We're going to add a reach trigger thing here. Keep it loud. Do 5. You know what? Let's copy, whoops, this guy. Okay. I'm like getting all mixed up with my modifier keys. Except for we'll do another retrigger, but we'll slow it way down. Cool. All right, let's see here. Let's add ourselves another plugin. We need like some sort of a bass, a small like background thingy going on. That's what we need. Gonna go back to Reaktor. Let's go to the synthesizer tab. Sampler synthesizers. What the heck is Caladion? I want to know. Can you show me? I want to know. Oh, we already looked at a Caladion or whatever that, however you say that. Let's go for, I know what laser bass is. Let's try out Nanowave. Some external samples cannot be found. Would you like to locate them? No. No. Oh. Looks like I'm... Wait, there's samples there. Will it still work? Let's hook it up. They have a send... What is this? FX send output. Oh, interesting. You know about that, dude, man, keep learning. I'm gonna die doing stuff like this. I'll probably get I'll be more into hardware probably when I'm in just a couple of years. I want to be able to build stuff. Yeah, Renoise is getting weirdly popular. I'm seeing it pop up all over the place. I get emails all the time asking me to do it. I'm getting more people in lessons who this is the DAW that they choose to use. I think it's really, really cool. I don't know if the company's doing like some genius marketing strategy or what the deal is, but yeah, I totally share your sentiment. I'm seeing it a lot more being used. That could be cool. I wish there was a up-down button here. If I hold my, like if I scroll over it, it doesn't want to do that. And they're not connected up here. I forgot if there's a way to connect them. Renoise is the DAW that I'm working in. It's this software. That could be kind of cool. Let's try that one out. There's like some nice noise stuff going on in the background. I should probably label these. This is our, this is our like second, it's like a bass layer pluck thing. And oops. Gosh dang, edit mode. We're going to put a note here. And we're going to drench this thing in friggin' reverb. This time we'll just do it in the chain. Oh, but let's put this on its own track. The weirdness of Renoise. Yeah. I'm glad so many people like Renoise. This is cool. See you guys into it. Call this the bell. Soft bell. Reverb. Go for just the... I can't remember. I believe this is stereo verb. Doesn't matter that much. Wet mix all the way up. Damping. Room size. Oh, dang it. They got me again. I should get a top-down view for the keyboard. Because sometimes there's so many modifier keys, it's almost an art pushing them all correctly. We could do that. Yeah, I would highly recommend. Everyone is always like super into like their one main DAW, which I think is really good. You should definitely learn one DAW really well first, but it's super inspiring to branch out and learn other DAWs because you pick up new techniques and workflows and you like integrate them. And also it just makes you more flexible. So if you work with someone who's using something else, you can easily match whatever they're doing. Oxford inflator. I gotta write, just a sec. I gotta write some of this stuff down. You guys are all handing me over all these ideas. Oxford inflator. This is still way too soft though. It's a plug. We don't need note offs. Done. Done. And let's go here. And can we turn the output up somewhere in here? Cut off chorus amp. Oh, RM? Don't know. There's a gain. There we go. Resonance. Sick. Oh, whoops. I put this at the top of... let's take this off. And we want to go down and paste it here. You hit Control up, down to shift patterns. Whoops, that note is too low, bro. Okay, so we're going to take this, we're going to add another pattern. We'll call this intro bell thing or whatever. And then we'll add drum loop here. Why not? Oh, is the Renoise? I really, every time I open it up, I don't know why. With FL, I don't like feel like streaming as much, but with Renoise, it's so goofy to mess with. It's fun to mess with on a stream, I think, and just get reactions. Okay, we're gonna add a drumma loopa to this thingamajig. We're gonna do instruments, and we're gonna go to. They've got a breaks folder. We could go over just the straight up breaks folder. They have classic. The Renoise default breaks. So we're gonna beat sync this to 32 lines, and we're just gonna tick this. Bada bing, bada boom. I've not tried using the loop generator thing that they have. That could be an interesting experiment. We're gonna call this drum loop 2. Dude, there's so much free stuff now. It's difficult to justify getting the paid stuff until like you're you're in a comfortable position to. It's pretty ridiculous how much free stuff there is. Like just like 5 years ago, it's probably gone up by over 100%. And yes, exactly what Wiggles is saying. There's free trackers, totally free. They don't look as nice. I don't think so anyways. They've got a really retro feel to them, but they are out there totally free and you can learn on those. It has pretty much same abilities. The effects and stuff aren't going to be the same. Like the mixer is not going to be like this or anything, but the main tracking area will be, and this is the area where the magic of trackers is. Okay, drum loop 2. We're going to lay this down. Is it really that high? Or did I sync it too fast? I don't think I synced. Hold the phone. We want percussion. Whoa, okay, we'll go 64. There we go. Let's try out some other loops. And I want to solo just those. This one in drum loop 2, we're going to move this over here. Really like this one. We're probably gonna have to chop it though, make it fit better. Actually, you know, kind of works. If you haven't seen Andrew Huang's video on hearing, because he has the same issue. He has, well, maybe not the exact same, but he has hearing loss. And he has a whole video about it that I think is pretty inspiring. And my sister also, she's partially deaf. Like she has some pretty crazy hearing aids. And she like loves music still. And I mean, like, I'm not saying that you don't love music. I'm just saying she like is into singing and stuff. I wouldn't worry about it at all. Not to stress too much about it. Yeah. And pattern. I think I don't know. I like both FL and Renoise a lot. Let's go in and chop this real quick. We're gonna slicify this jazz. Let's bring the sensitivity way down. Did it nail it? Looks pretty close. We don't need this one. Add another one right here. I don't know what this is. Starts right here. That you could see the low. This is a weird thing. Add one right here. See, it's interesting. You can see the high frequency increase here. That's just the tail end of the drum. That's like room or something. No, no, no. That's a hat. That's a hat. There, a hat comes in there. It just looks, it's crazy how you can see the high frequency. There's a click on the end of this one. All gone. So that's the main problem that usually ends up happening. Ah, dang it. No. How do you deselect? Do you right click? Do you click off? How do you do it? Oh, you shift click. Okay. We're learning, we're learning, we're learning. Are you asking me about, are you asking me or are you asking someone in the chat? Because I definitely don't use Ableton very much right now. There's been a shift with FL tutorials, people going to Ableton a little bit, I've noticed. Or at least trying it. I've thought about hopping on the train because it's kind of fun to just get in another DAW and try it out. And I've got quite a bit of MIDI gear. I've always kind of wanted to give live performance a bigger shot. And FL, I'm sure it's on their list. The loop recording in live mode doesn't work correctly. Oh, to tag someone, you just hit the @ sign. What is that? Shift 2. And then you can start typing their name. It should pop up. Yeah, no worries. There's a click on the end of this one. See, why didn't it catch this one? I don't understand how it decides. Oh, right here is a pop. Up an octave. I think that we want this here. And see, this is another, you can see the high frequency increase here. So it does more than just look at amplitude levels. It looks at like the spectrum or something. We'll leave that all as one sample. Again with the hi-hat. Add this one right here. Bada bing, bada boom. I wish middle mouse click didn't. I bet you it's an option. I haven't checked out the custom shortcut options yet. But I wish middle mouse click did pan view instead. Like whenever it does anything other than pan view, I'm like, maybe middle mouse click drag? Nope, that didn't do anything. Does it? Oh, you know what? I think it does. I have a ton of plugins though, and it's never given me a problem with scanning at startup. Yeah, and you can also turn it off. There's an option. Scan at startup. You can turn that off. You hit Control Comma to bring up preferences, and then just go to plugin miscellaneous and tick that box, and it will go away. Also, it's very helpful to have the rescan previously failed plugins. You could also change that on and off to deal with stuff that continually wants to pop up every time you load Renoise. Renoise actually loads the fastest out of any editor I have. Renoise wins by a landslide. clicky clack right there. When you move it, I have snap to zero crossing on, or whatever this is. So it crosses it at 0, which is why sometimes just moving it a smidge can fix the clicks. That one's on point. You know what? We'll leave this as an entire thing because we have clean snares elsewhere. Oh, for reason? Yeah, I don't know. When they don't include that option, I wish they would. What did I do? What did I break? Does this no longer... Oh, this isn't the root sample anymore. That's why. It has to be C5. I thought. Hold the phone. Is it C3? It says C3 up here. Let's try C3. Yep. It's C3. Friends don't let friends use Reason. Whoa, there's some Reason. People don't like Reason, I guess. Reason looks pretty dope. They have cool tutorials. If you looked at any of their tutorials, they're pretty comical. I have mixed feelings about the one where they talked about the headroom caused by bit depth. It's pretty interesting. See you later. Have a good one, Meets Music. Thanks for stopping by. Do I not have... No, it's on. Why is it playing through the way that it is? Trigger one shot. Oh, let me select all of these. That select them all? Here. There we go. One shot. There's a click on the end of that one. Go back. Where's the master sample? Here we go. Which one am I playing? This one. Oh, gone. Thought I got them all. I have been meaning to get more into Cubase. I have several friends who Cubase is their main. Oh, we got a longer snare too. That's kind of cool. I want to add re-trigger A5, 4, sure, why not? And A5, why not? Oh, and that last snare hit needs to go. Oh yeah, dongles. I hate those. Those are easily a buying decision. I could see that being a deal breaker for sure. Okay, we need to lose that last snare too. There it is. Oh, interesting. The re-trigger still goes because the note is being still held. There's no note off command. That's pretty cool. I think there's a key command to nudge a note. Oh, is there? You can nudge notes using the delay column. So that's what's giving me, for example, if we look at this right here, this like shuffle feel is being caused because this is like moving it off the grid. Yeah. If you want to open it on a track, just hit Control-Shift-D and it will pop up. Sampling things, I like looping them. Yeah. I want to change the notes here to something else. Let's go to... What the heck? We'll go to G. We're going to pitch bend up here. D. There are efforts, I think, to move away from the dongle. I think companies know that it hurts their business. So if they still use it, it's probably because they have some sort of specific market. Sounded kind of weird. There's a weird popping noise. I don't know what causes it. It's not aliasing. It's like a distortion. We could add some more bits and pops. Okay, I think we should go down an octave. I believe there's a transposition tool, but I can't remember what it is. Is it just if I hold control and hit, nope, shift, nope. Wait, do I need to have it selected? Alt, control, shift. None of them. All right, let's come in here. Do they have a transpose tool? Tools. Scripts. Well, there's definitely probably a script in existence for this. Just a sec. I'm gonna do a little bit of Googling real quick. Transpose Renoise. Value and shift. There's definitely a script for it. Oh, duh, it's right here. There's the transpose right there. I'm an idiot. I even did a video on this. It was in 2017 though, okay? So you got to give me a 3-year benefit of the doubt. Okay, we're going to go down. That's funny. Let's go find ourselves a thing. Okay, so we're gonna have our intro. It's gonna do a thing. We're gonna do the bell thing. I think we should have like some sort of a wishy-wipey kind of a sound. Whip wipe. The whip wipe wipe whip. Go for our plugins. Gonna load a thing. Oh, no plugin loaded. That was sick. It remembers I was looking at Reaktor. That's kind of cool. Bring me another thing. I've not messed with blocks at all. So maybe we'll jump into that a little bit. I don't know. Okay, computer. Let's see. What do you got for me, okay, computer? Oh, I remember this thing. Nothing, apparently. Yeah, I think this isn't going to be what we want. Let's try old school analog. Whoops. Whoops. Whoa. I didn't mean to do that. That was craziness. All right, let's use this. And library, old school analog. Where are you? Sound school analog. Oh, and it's spelled in a neat font. Heck yeah. That's pretty much exactly what I want. Just a little softer, maybe. It's got a long release, so we could put note offs maybe a bit earlier. Where's that note off? Oh, keyboard focus. Wrong place. There we go. Right there. And on this, the whip, wipe, wipe, whip, we're going to go for a different reverb. What the heck? Duration. Really friggin' long. Low cut. Sure, whatever. Color. Yeah, we'll want color. Pre-delay. Doesn't really matter. Widths. Doesn't matter. Grab a filter. Filter. There we go. Get an analog filter. And we're just gonna low pass it. Ooh, yeah. Are all of them that high? No, it appears that notes do matter. We'll go up an octave for this one. I think we need to let that ring out for longer. one too. And over here, this should be a C. What is this? Oh, it's a sine wave. Oh, I'm looking. This is what I want to see. This is wrong. And I'm on the wrong thing. I want to be on one below that. That's the one. Okay, cool. All right, this is going to be our final playthrough for the moment because I got to get ready to go do something. So let's give this a listen. There's no note off command for that. Definitely think I could probably actually let that noise just run continuously and then maybe automate a filter. That might be a better solution. But it really helps drive the second drum loop right in pretty seamlessly. So cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing some more of this. I'm really into Renoise right now for some reason. You know how sometimes you just, for some reason, something just really catches your interest. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I will catch you, I don't know, maybe later tonight, might be tomorrow. Who knows? I'll catch you later.